Welcome everybody. This is the Reseller Marketing Tips webinar for those that are in the WorthPoint Reseller program. My name is Dana Crawford and I am the Strategic Director at WorthPoint Incorporated. So this is all about the reseller program and how to market it. We're going to talk about getting started. I'm going to share a little bit about the code insertion. I'm going to talk a bit about the dashboard and the assets that are part of the dashboard, and of course social media, and we're going to talk about marketing styles, and then we'll have a Q&A. So just to let you know, I don't look at the questions because I can't walk and chew gum, so I don't look at the questions. But as I'm going along, feel free, if a question comes to mind, just feel free to type it in. And then at the end, I will open up the questions. And then if I do answer your question, please do remove it. Okay, so let's get started. Now, by now, you're already in the reseller program. If there just happens to be someone viewing this that has not signed up, you would just go to worthpoint.com/reseller-application, and you can fill out the application. It's real easy, and then you create a reseller code, and when you create your reseller code, you would just put in something that matches your brand or your company name or your real name or whatever you'd like to use. Now, those of you that already have begun with your reseller program, you can log in at worthpoint.tapaffiliate.com/login, and that'll bring you right to the screen to sign in. And what I love about this affiliate program, it's unlike others where you had to log in, log out. It logs you out all the time. This one actually keeps you logged in until you log out. So I love that because I get sidetracked, and I like to keep my dashboard open because I like to keep a watch on the reporting and see how my clicks are going and how the progress is going. And if nothing's happening, then I know I need to get out there and do some marketing. So we're going to pay attention today to the assets area of the dashboard, and this is where you would begin with getting your links, your banners, things like that. So it's pretty easy. You'll see on the dashboard, it's as simple as maybe you're going to copy your referral link at first. So you would just click to the right of the referral link, and it'll outline, it'll highlight for you, and then you'll know that it's copied to what I call my mouse memory. And it's in my mouse memory until I copy something else or shut down my computer. And now that that's copied, you can share it wherever you like. You can pass it on to friends. Let's just start with Twitter. So you can see you can share it with Twitter, Facebook, Google+, LinkedIn, Pinterest, or you can email it. Those are the options on this asset. So it's an instant share, and it's fun because it's really easy to do. And when you click on the Twitter one, for example, the first thing it'll do is pop up a screen, and you can type in what you would like to say. And it automatically says, check this out. Well, I don't want to say that, so I will rewrite it. So in this situation, I rewrote it to say, you may have an item that is worth something, research it. And then I did hashtag what's it worth. This is the, since I've come on board, that's what I've been using. I created a t-shirt actually with the hashtag on it, what's it worth. And that's pretty much part of what I'm going to be using, and I'm recommending everybody use so that we can start tagging each other. So it's the hashtag what's it worth. And then it'll show you how many places you have left, how many spots, because Twitter only holds 140 characters, so it'll have the breakdown for you how many characters you have left with typing. Now, I always recommend to try not to use too many characters, because if people want to retweet your tweets, you want to leave space. And when you use up all the space, when someone clicks to retweet it, it goes over. So they tend to remove some of the words, or they'll just blow it off and they won't retweet you at all. So I always recommend trying to keep it shorter than normal. Now, one more thing about Twitter is you can have more than one Twitter account. Now, I learned this the hard way, but I was glad that I discovered it because I have a couple different Twitter accounts and I wanted to tweet out the code from each account. So what you have to do is go in and adjust your privacy settings under your Twitter account. So you would just log into Twitter, go to settings and privacy and apps. And when you go to the apps, you'll see this app that you allowed to access your Twitter account. And all you do is revoke it and shut it off, and then go back to your dashboard at the reseller and then tweet out to the new account, and then it'll ask you to reset up the new app for the new account. And it's kind of annoying, but it can be done, and you can switch back and forth to Twitter accounts if needed. And you just revoke the address, or when you're ready, you can just log back in and then turn the address back on. Now you can also share banners. And I've put some banners up into the Asset Center, and I'll be adding more as I make time to create more. But for now, the banners that are there, you can just click on at the bottom to click it on it for Twitter, for example. And now you can put in, again, whatever words, and it'll pull in the banner, and now you'll have a graphic to share on Twitter instead of just words, which I recommend. It's nice to have a photo. So in this one I wrote, have an antique in your attic, and then hashtag what's it worth. And then it automatically will bring in my reseller code and also the graphic with it. All right. And then all you do is click on tweet, and it'll go out into the Twitterverse. And here it is from my Twitter page, have an antique in your attic, and then hopefully people will click it, and you can see I just did this at 8:23 this morning. So I was testing it out this morning. All right, and then you can also save banners. And I know some of you have heard this before, but I just wanted to share it on this presentation because people don't realize how easy it is. You can pick out any of the banners in the Asset Center and just right-click on your cursor and save image as, and then it'll allow you to save it right directly to your computer, and then give it a name, WorthPoint. This one was called Meetup Graphic, because that's where I used it at. So it'll let you save the banner at whatever name you want to call it, and then now it'll be on your hard drive and you can use it where you need to. Now also these banners in the Asset Center, you'll see besides Twitter, there's also Facebook and there's Pinterest. So let's talk about Pinterest for a minute. If you click on the Pinterest one, it'll actually let you create pins that way. However, I want to show you a little strategy that I do. Now I log right into my WorthPoint account, and say for instance, on this example, I was searching through WorthPoint for shaving brushes. I sold a bunch of these not long ago, so I'm kind of familiar with them now, but thanks to WorthPoint, I was able to figure them all out and learn about their value. And this one is the chubby, and then so I just put in shaving brush chubby, 3 simple words, and then I was able to search WorthPoint. And once I had my words in search and I did a quick view of it, then I was able to pick out one of them, and this one sold for $763, and it was in 2008. And this was a George Trumper Badger. Badger hair brushes are worth more, I've noticed, than other hairs. So people like badger hair. Anyhow, so then you'll notice at the bottom of the graphic are Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, Google Plus, and you'll see other ways that you can share an item right directly from WorthPoint. And so what I do is I just click on this example of Pinterest, and now it'll bring up my Pinterest account. And the first thing I want to do is edit all of these words. So I'll adjust all of the words. I'll add the hashtag, what's it worth? And then I'll decide which one of my boards, my Pinterest boards, am I going to place it on. And this one I put on eBay consignment. It's one of my Pinterest boards. And next, it'll bring up the graphic and it'll say saved to eBay consignment. Now, you have to be kind of quick because sometimes this screen will disappear. So when you click it to save it to your board, click quickly on See It Now. Now, if for some reason you miss the opportunity to click on See It Now, then you can always go log into your Pinterest account and go to that board. But if you can, click on See It Now. And now what we're going to do is we're going to edit that link so that instead of the graphic going directly to that page on WorthPoint, we're going to have them log in to WorthPoint using our reseller code. Now, the way that I do this is you click the edit button, the little pencil on Pinterest, and what we're going to do is we're going to grab our code from our asset center. So we're going to go ahead and get that code, and then we're going to go back and we're going to, in this edit, we're going to take out the website that took them to that page on WorthPoint, but we're going to now insert our reseller code into that link. So then they can go to Pinterest and they can put in the item and they can search for it that way, but they have to be a WorthPoint member and they have to use our reseller code to get in. So now I will have it saved and then it's ready to go, and now it's been edited and now it has my code in it. And then just click save. Easy as pie. And now you've got a new pin on Pinterest that has your reseller code. Now let's talk about Facebook. Now the thing about when you share something on Facebook, it's better to try to start a conversation with what you're sharing. So I know I teach a lot of eBay sellers this. When you place an item up on, you can't be posting your stuff up on Facebook all the time, buy my product, buy my product, buy my product, because what's going to happen is you're going to get friends that are going to unfriend you. They're going to be like, oh my God, if I see one more eBay item, I'm done. So you can't just keep blasting your friends with eBay items. You have to be cool about it. So one way that I always suggest is to start a conversation about your item. So in this situation, we could start a conversation about the shaving brush from WorthPoint and say, have you ever had or run across any of these shaving brushes? And start a conversation that way. You want to engage with people. That means that you're going to get a conversation going back and forth. On Facebook, the more conversations that you have going, the better the analytics are going to be, and the better Facebook is going to actually show your page off more because you've got activity. So it's really important to try to get as much activity as you can on your Facebook page, on your business page I'm talking about. And then also you want to share graphics. And video actually gets more attention than anything on Facebook. So you can there's lots of WorthPoint videos out there you could search for. I've done a few. WorthPoint has a bunch out there. You could grab some of those and then put the video up and then share your reseller link in the words, in the comments. And then ask people to share it, pass it on, tell a friend. Another one is, do you remember? So you could get some cool graphic from WorthPoint and post it up there and say, do you remember playing this game when you were a kid? It sold for $600, blah, 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 blah. And then just create some type of a conversation, and then, of course, include your reseller link. LinkedIn is another place to share your information. LinkedIn is more of a B2B, which is business to business kind of setting. So you can still share your stuff out there on LinkedIn, but you just have a different angle on it. You want to have more professional looking graphics, and you want to match your brand. Always try to present yourself in a business manner, and you can just post stuff out there more often. I mean, not every day. You don't have to post every day on LinkedIn. You can post even once a week or every couple days or something like that. But that's a whole nother workshop. Now, group marketing. Let me get a drink. Now, with group marketing, that's another area that I call it discrete marketing. You don't want to put too much stuff up in the groups, and some groups will actually throw you out if you put too many things in there. So the first thing when you join a group, whether it's on Facebook, LinkedIn, or the eBay community, no matter what group you're joining, you want to check the group rules so that you don't get flagged or banned or your items removed. So you want to check the group rules. You can also start a group about a topic that is interesting to you, or a topic for collectors. If there's a certain something special that you collect, you could start a group about that collection and then get conversations going about that collection, get people that like that kind of stuff, and then you can pop in a link now and then to your reseller code and let people know this is how I do my research. Sharing photos, ask questions. And like I said, if you just put up a question, say, what do you think of this? You'd be surprised at how much engagement you can get. Now, you can always spend money if you want to. The ones I've been showing you all are free. Now, you could take out an ad. You could use the graphics for your reseller code. You could put up a post on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest. They all have ad marketing, and pay for clicks or anything like that. Now, you'll have to weigh it out to see if it's going to be worth your while to offset how much you make with the reseller program. So you'll have to take it out for a spin. The main thing is that you set a budget for yourself if you do ad marketing. I learned that the hard way because I was doing some ads. Well, I did one ad, the very first ad that I did for our food bank, and I was helping out the food bank. I'm a volunteer. I'm volunteering my time, so I'm helping them with their Facebook page, and I thought, oh, I'll go spend $20. I'll go do an ad. And so here, when I filled out the Facebook ad, I put in $20 per day instead of $20 for lifetime. So next thing you know, I just happened to go look at my account, and there was a bill for like $180 some. I was like, oh my goodness. And so luckily I contacted Facebook, and they gave me a break, and I just paid the difference. I didn't even tell the food bank. I didn't have the heart to go ask them for money because it was my fault. And so, lesson learned. Make sure that you take a look at the budget and make sure that your settings are set so that they don't overcharge you, and that you have a limit and a cutoff on that. And pay attention also to the analytics. Now, was it worth it? Well, after you ran the ad, go look at the results. Go look at the analytics, review the reports, and then make sure that you don't waste your time or your money for future ads going forward. Now, just touch for a minute on email marketing, because email marketing, I know, works 100%. And it has it's what's helped me basically grow my business. 91% of people check their email daily. and 88% regularly check their email on their smartphones. So people are always looking at their email. I know I was checking my email again minutes before I started this webinar. It's just how we communicate in today's society. And not to mention, email marketing has 3 times the conversion rate as social media. So if you're sending out emails, no matter which email service you're using, make sure that you include your reseller link on anything that you talk about in your emails, or you can put up a little graphic, one of those graphics embedded into your email as well. They say for every dollar spent on email marketing, there's a $44.25 average rate of return. So I didn't make this stuff up, so you can go to Small Biz Trends and Blue Hornet, and those are the spots where these statistics have come from. You want to build your email list no matter whether you're doing email marketing right now or you're just getting started. You want to create a list. You could do it on a spreadsheet and then start building that list so that when you are ready to email market, you will have your spreadsheet ready. And you can also type in emailspecialoffer.com, and that'll take you to the Constant Contact $20 a month offer if you want to take Constant Contact out for a spin. Now, of course, that is my link to my referral link for Constant Contact. So I will get a commission off anybody that goes to that link. And this is what else I want to point out to you. You could purchase a domain and then forward that reseller link, which I did for, these are some of domain names that I bought. So I bought joinmynewsletter.com. And then when people type that in, it'll take them to go sign up for my newsletter. Emailspecialoffer.com, you just saw it. That'll take you directly to my referral code for Constant Contact. And then researchisking.com, guess where that takes you? That takes you right to my reseller code to WorthPoint. And I buy all of my domains at GoDaddy. And guess what? I have the domain specialoffer.com. And if you type that in, that'll take you right to GoDaddy to purchase your domain name. And then, yes, I get commission off of that because I have my reseller link from GoDaddy pointed at that domain name. So that works out really well, right? I knew you'd like that. Now, the other thing is you want to add that domain name to some business cards and some flyers to start making it easier for you to market that reseller code. So my reseller code is Research is King, and then that takes you to my reseller account. It's reseller, or it's partner/power selling mom is my code that I use. And then also if you could put up a flyer in your emails. If you're an eBay seller, I use what's called thank you emails, and they go out to everyone on eBay that bids on an item, that buys an item, and leaves feedback. And it's only $4.99 a month, and I have it created with my reseller code in there, and it says you want to see what tool I use to research products before I list, and then I have a link right directly to my reseller code. And I say, what are your collectibles worth? And tell them to enjoy a free trial. So be sure to tell people they do get a free trial, and that free trial is 7 days or 7 lookups. Now, you can also want to keep in mind that you can put the banners on websites and blogs, or both. And you would simply, on any of those banners, you'll see the code where it says embed code. You would just copy that and then insert it on your website or your blog, however you, whatever type of system you're using. It could be a widget if it's a blog, or it could have a system where you have to embed it with a code. So you may need a webmaster to assist you that helps you with your website, but it's possible to get that set up right front and center. This is a long, they call this a leaderboard banner, and you could put that up as well. Now you could also start writing some blog posts. Now this is one from my Power Selling Mom website, and it was called Researching Antiques and Collectibles to Sell on eBay Using WorthPoint. And I have had 1,221 views on this. And I just started writing this out. I think I did this earlier this year. And I put it together. And the thing is, when you write a blog post or you write an article about WorthPoint, you want to make your words, anytime I use the word WorthPoint, I made it a hot link so that if someone clicked the word WorthPoint, it would take them directly with my reseller code. Or if they clicked on any of my graphics, it too would take them to WorthPoint using my reseller code. Now I'd like to let you know that this is something that I've just recently launched, and anyone that's going to blog regularly for WorthPoint or about WorthPoint, if you blog once a month and after 3 months, you should be sending me links if you're blogging anyhow, but after 3 months then I will give you this banner and you can put it on your website. Of course, next year it'll say 2018. And it's got to be earned, not given. I love that, earned, not given. And I will present you with that, and then you can put that on your website, and then, of course, link your reseller code to the banner as well. YouTube is another avenue. Now, this is why I love webinars, because I can record the webinar and then I can upload the webinar to YouTube. That's one way. But the thing is, when you put a video on YouTube, you want to make sure that you add your reseller code to the bottom, like in the where you're writing about your video. So in this one, this was a live demo I did using WorthPoint for eBay research. And then at the bottom, you can see I put in free trial using my link, and then there I've got the reseller, worthpoint.com/partner/powersellingmom code. Or I could have put in my domain name that I bought, Research is King. I could put that in there. It'll take them to the same place. Now, you could host a webinar if you're interested. I'd be happy to do a webinar with you, and the great thing about it, of course, is that it's recorded, as this is being recorded, and then we can upload it to YouTube if desired. Or when it's on YouTube, you can also make it public or private. When you upload a video on YouTube, if you don't want it to be public, it could have a password, and then only people with the password could view it, or it could be public and then everybody can see it. You can also look for sponsors if you'd like to have somebody sponsorship your video, or you can partnership with someone. I'd be happy to partnership with any of you and do a webinar together. We can use my webinar service, and then we can co-host together, or I can just turn it over to you and you can do your own webinar, and then I'll just guide you along the way silently from the background. I'm okay with that. And as long as we're promoting WorthPoint and you're promoting your reseller code, that's the only, I'll be your sponsor. So that'll work out just fine. If you're interested, you can email me at dana.crawford@worthpoint.com. Now, while you're tweeting and you're sharing and you're putting all of your stuff out there, I want you to tag WorthPoint in as much as possible, because I'm in charge of that. I'm in charge of the social media. I'm going to catch that. I will see that when you tag me, or when you tag WorthPoint, because then when I see that you've tagged me on something, tagged WorthPoint, I will retweet you, I will share it, I will like it, and I will help you promote your reseller code. So you're not alone in this. As you're putting stuff out there and you're like, oh gee, nobody's seen my stuff. Well, people are seeing your stuff. Don't ever think that they're not. And then that stays out there. That stays out there for till it's removed and never goes away. And then you and I both can share it. So that's the great thing about this partnership. Also, you can find on Instagram. Now, I just set up the WorthPoint Instagram account, so it's brand new. So it's just getting the ball rolling. So be sure to follow it, and then also tag WorthPoint in your Instagram posts, and I'll be happy to pass it along as well. We're going with the hashtag what's it worth and the hashtag WorthPoint when you have extra room. Again, if you put something out there and I miss it, just send me an email and then let me know. Say, hey Dana, I put this out on, I made a blog post. Would you mind sharing it? And well, of course I'm going to share it. And just on Facebook alone, WorthPoint has 25,000 likes or followers on Facebook. And on my personal Twitter account, I'm right up there with 30,000. So I would be happy to share it also on my personal Twitter account if you do any blog posts. So it's Twitter. I'm Dana Crawford on Twitter, and on on Facebook, I'm Dana Crawford with the number 1 at the end. So it's Dana Crawford 1. That's my Facebook business page. And I'll be happy to share your blog posts on my Facebook business page and on WorthPoint's business page. So do you realize that's going to give you a lot of exposure? So, and it's free. That's the best part. And then also on YouTube, if you let me know that you have something on YouTube, I will come in and subscribe, and I'll like it, and I will share it as well. Now, don't forget about the WorthPoint Mobile App. So not only are you using WorthPoint, but you want to get involved with the mobile app. It's free to download, get it set up on your smartphones. And excuse me, one really cool thing that the mobile app has is it'll find antique stores on there that are nearby you. I love that part of it. So especially when I'm traveling, and I can take a look at the recent or the close by antique stores. So that's something that a lot of people don't realize that's available with the WorthPoint app, and that's something that you can share to people as part of you reselling WorthPoint, and then including links. Now here's what else I like about the app. I'll pull up the app and I'll be searching for something, and I'll do screenshots. And those screenshots that I take are perfect for sharing on Instagram. So I did one the other day for WorthPoint, actually. And actually, I had a client call me and ask me if I would sell this on consignment for them. And it was this typewriter. So they told me what typewriter they had, and I looked it up on WorthPoint. And I said, yeah, I'll put it on. I charge $50.50 on consignment. So I said, you know, it's up to you if you want to take it locally to someone else, but if I put it on eBay, I get 50%, and, you know, I'm going to try to get in April, in February, one sold for $99, in April, one sold for $159. So, you know, I'll probably list it at $210 with make an offer, and we'll see what happens. So I told him I would take it based on my research. And then after I was done speaking to him, I went ahead and did a screenshot of that, and I thought, hey, this makes a good post. So I used that as I took a screenshot. You know how to do that with your phone. You pull up something and you take a picture of the screen with your phone. And then the thing is, on Instagram, if you put a link in an Instagram post, it's not hot. So what everybody does is they'll say, visit my profile for the link. So that is where you would have to put your link to your reseller account, and that's in your Instagram profile. Now, some people say, well, I've got my website. I want people to go to my website, or I want them to go to my eBay store, which is fine. So you kind of have to swap it out now and then. That's what I do. So sometimes when I'm talking a lot about WorthPoint, I'll put the WorthPoint in my profile. And then when I'm done talking about that, then I'll switch back powersellingmom.com and put that in my profile, and my eBay store, whatever. So you can work that out as you go along. And that's it. So I think I've covered everything. One thing I forgot to add to this was I also make some cool graphics now and then that have that are like motivational quotes. And if you get some motivational quotes and then add your domain, like researchisking.com or whatever you come up with on that motivational quote, then it makes a cool graphic that tends to get shared a lot on social media. So I hope I've been able to get your brain going with some ideas on marketing. And I thank you very much for joining me today. I'm going to go ahead and stop recording now, and then I'll open it up to answer any questions.